ready for a truly mind-bending deep dive.
I think this one definitely qualifies.
Today, we're cracking open a text that completely reimagines our relationship with food. It's called Gastronautica, the Quantum Culinary Codex of the 22nd Century, Volume 3, The Rituals of Flavor and the Temple of the Senses by Philip Randolph Lillian.
Quite a title.
It is. And our mission today is really to uncover how, according to Lillian, cuisine isn't just about sustenance. Not at all.
Right. He presents it as this sacred choreography: body, spirit, memory, intention. It's all in there.
Exactly. Imagine stepping into something called the Temple of the Senses, where every single bite becomes an offering, every scent a genuine sacrament.
And what's truly fascinating about Lillian's work, I think, is how he meticulously details flavor being woven into, well, spiritual geometry, neurohormonal ecstasy, even cosmic remembrance. It's dense stuff.
Yeah.
So this deep dive will offer you a shortcut, really, to being well-informed about a perspective on food that's, well, it's far beyond anything you've likely considered. It shows how eating can actually become an act of profound meaning.
And trust me, the concepts get incredibly inventive. We'll explore things like flavors as alchemical elements, dining as an intricate initiation, even food designed for, like, psychoactive journeys or communicating with other species.
Yeah, it goes places.
It's truly unlike anything you've heard about food. So, okay, let's unpack this.
Let's do it. Where do you start?
Well, we begin with a foundational concept Lillian calls the Pentagram of Palate. This details the 5 elemental flavors: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami.
The familiar 5.
Right, but this isn't just about how things taste. The book emphasizes these aren't mere sensations. They're described as initiatory gates to bodily knowing and psychic memory. So what does that actually mean?
It means each of these 5 tastes is treated as an alchemical element, basically, each serving a specific spiritual or psychological function. So sweet, for instance, that's the essence of earth. It grounds, it connects us, symbolizes joy, memory, even a kind of maternal presence. It's conceptually taken first during birth rites, to welcome the soul into form.
Wow, okay.
Then sour is the essence of air. It's used to cleanse and provoke, awakening spiritual vigilance. It's even ingested at dawn rituals for lucid dream states.
Lucid dreaming through sour taste.
Well, that's according to Lillian, yeah. And salty embodies the essence of water. It flows, preserves, and quite literally calls forth ancestral tides and genetic memory. You find it being licked from sacred stones during grief and ancestor ceremonies.
Licked from stones.
Then bitter is the essence of fire. It burns illusion, purges, leads into sacred confrontation. It's often consumed in vision quests for death and rebirth.
Intense.
Very. And finally, umami, the essence of ether. This is the flavor that sustains, merges, evoking the infinite and that profound, sort of forgotten taste of home. It's shared in silence during cosmic alignments and sacred unions.
So each taste is like a tool.
Exactly. The insight here is that for Lillian, each taste isn't just a flavor. It's a specific energetic tool used to provoke a precise spiritual or psychological state.
So if these are elements, how does Lillian suggest we consciously engage with them? Because this next part is truly where the concept becomes a practice. Imagine consciously consuming each taste with a specific intention.
Right.
The book calls this tasting as invocation, where flavor literally becomes prayer.
That's a powerful way to frame it, and it's accurate to the text. Lillian proposes that just as sound can carry prayer, flavor itself becomes a direct conduit to a specific intention or energy. And that intentionality extends to the very map of your mouth. He describes tongue yantras and flavor chakras, viewing the tongue not as some flat surface, but as a sacred map.
A map?
Yeah, where each region corresponds to a different organ, emotion, archetype. He talks about advanced gastronomic monks, as he calls them, tracing yantras, these ritual diagrams with sequential flavor drops. It turns meals into profound flavor meditations.
Okay, that's intricate. And this idea of the ritual table as compass rose sounds incredibly complex, too. What's the practical implication here? How does it actually orient the self to the cosmos in Lillian's view?
Well, for Lillian, it means that by arranging dining tables as compass wheels, where each direction is a specific taste and each guest an archetype, the very act of eating becomes an act of cosmic alignment.
So the setup itself is part of it.
Absolutely. The first bite, taken simultaneously in silence, is meant to synchronize individual intention with, planetary resonance. It physically grounds the spiritual concept.
Right.
The tongue itself, he explains, is a sacred topological interface, a living mandala. Every flavor activates an energy circuit or a memory corridor within this living map. It prompts a rediscovery of the body as a site of ritual intelligence.
And these aren't just poetic terms, are they? The book details specific ritual tongue zones and their correspondences.
Exactly. Very specific.
For example, the tip of the tongue, associated with sweet, connects to the root chakra, grounding, trust.
Right.
The sides, for sour and salty, align with the sacral and solar chakras, awakening memory. The rear, for bitter, corresponds to the throat and third eye purification, vision.
Right.
The core, umami, links to the heart presence, union. And the perimeter, when all are in balance, aligns with the crown, leading to ecstatic reverence. It's an entire map of consciousness on your tongue.
Precisely. It's incredibly detailed. And these precise alignments are used in what he calls mandalic eating practices.
Like what?
Think of sequential dropping, where tiny sacred drops are placed in a specific order across the tongue to awaken energetic pathways. Or flavor spirals, where flavors are layered in increasing radius, meant to match planetary orbits or even sound harmonics.
Wow.
It truly becomes a complex, immersive, and highly intentional ritual.
Okay, so if the tongue is a map for the body and spirit, where does Lillian lead us next in this sensory journey? He argues that smell might be the original sense of the soul.
Yeah, the first sense.
A direct bridge from matter to memory, from now to then. As the text states, before there was taste, there was scent. The nostrils knew.
And what's truly insightful here is Lillian's concept of the neuroalchemy of scent.
Neuroalchemy.
Right. The olfactory bulb, unlike our other senses, has direct access to the limbic brain, the home of memory, emotion, dreaming.
Oh, okay. The direct line.
Exactly. This means scents bypass language entirely, evoking entire timelines in a single breath. In sacred gastronomy, scents aren't just, pleasant. They're crafted as intention carriers. They're infused with prayer, memory, or even designed for altered state induction. They're meant to transport you.
The book then shares some incredible examples of ritual scent families. This is fascinating. There are combustion aromatics like charred myrrh or burnt cinnamon.
Yeah, used in fire rites, ancestor meals.
Then aquatic vapors like salted lotus or rainroot resin, diffused in mist for dream rites and morning ceremonies.
Right, connecting to water themes.
Things get even more unique with living ferments, like blue garlic skin or fermenting yuzu rind, described as wild, pungent, and intentionally emotionally confrontational.
Yeah, used in initiatory rites, not always pleasant, but purposeful.
And then the ethereal excellence, rare stuff, often from psychoactive flora like ghost orchid distillate or astral fennel, used for contact with spirits or higher beings. It truly redefines aromatherapy.
It really does. And these scents aren't just passively diffused. They're central to inhalation ceremonies.
Oh, yeah.
Sacred meals often begin not with the bite, but with a breath. This involves pre-scenting the dining room with memory oils, nasal anointing, even synchronized breathing between diners.
Synchronized breathing.
Yeah. Flame-activated spices are released during invocations. Vapor offerings are exhaled toward ancestors. It sounds like science fiction almost.
It really does.
But Lillian describes some aromas as so precisely crafted they can trigger what he calls chronesthetic effects.
Chronesthetic, like time.
Exactly. Literally altering your perception of time, accelerating memory recall, or even inducing prophetic dreams. Think of them as aroma sutras, sensory pathways directly into altered states of consciousness.
Aroma sutras. Incredible. Moving from the aerial and ephemeral to the flowing and transformative, the book introduces liquids as poured invocations.
Ooh, I like that phrase.
Coated with memory, mood, and molecular transformation. Every draft, every cup, is treated as a ritual text, a scroll of profound meaning.
That's a powerful metaphor, isn't it? And Lillian details alchemical elixirs as these coated liquids crafted specifically for transformation.
What kind of elixirs?
These include mood tinctures infused with specific herbs and essences, phase tonics for significant body transitions like birth or death, and echo infusions encoded with harmonic frequencies designed to replay experiences as memory sensations.
Wow.
And they're meticulously prepared with mantras, planetary phases, blessings, making each sip a pre-programmed experience, basically.
And speaking of liquids as scrolls of memory, Lillian introduces something truly mind-bending. memory wines.
Ah, yes, the memory wines.
These aren't your typical vintages, right? They're aged in mnemonic barrels, wood imbued with ancestral scents.
That's right.
They're even fermented with time-dilated yeast, so each sip can literally slow or loop consciousness.
Supposedly, yes. That's the concept.
And the truly wild part, they're served in mirrors, so the drinker sees who they were when they first forgot.
Yeah, that detail is striking.
Their vintage labels don't name years, but forgotten dreams. It's poetic and strange.
It is. And beyond the wines, there are specific ritual brews of the temple. Consider void brew, steeped in obsidian kettles under new moons, said to erase sorrow for one lunar cycle?
Erase sorrow.
For a time, yes. Then light milk, synthesized from moon-fed orchids, it glows slightly and induces love recall and aesthetic trance. Sunfei, brewed at dawn only on solstices, is drunk for absolute truth-speaking.
Be careful with that one.
Definitely. And Miss Cordial, served in silence at funerals, apparently creates communal memory via shared hallucination. Each is designed for a very precise, energetic outcome.
The importance of sacred cups and pouring rites is also emphasized, making the vessel itself part of the ritual.
Absolutely. The container matters.
We're talking bone chalices to honor ancestors, spiral vials that deliver liquid in flavor-encoded time signatures, even floating goblets for trance states, and pouring itself as a ritual, clockwise, to call in spirits, in spirals to encode time, or over a sigil to activate the drink's specific purpose. It's an entire liturgy of liquid.
It really is a complete system.
So if individual elements and liquids are so potent, what happens when it all comes together? Lillian describes the temple banquet not as a mere meal, but as a rite of passage. A portal, even.
Exactly. Setting the ritual table is foundational to this experience. The table geometry itself matters. Circular for unity, spiral for transformation, star-shaped for invocation.
The shape of the table.
The shape, the materials, place settings are inscribed with sigils unique to the guest's inner journey. Edible flowers arranged in fractal patterns. There's even subsonic sound fielding to attune the nervous system before the first course is served.
Subsonic sound.
Yeah. The entire environment is orchestrated to prime the diner for transformation.
The initiatory meal sequence is fascinating, then. Each course corresponds to a distinct stage in inner transfiguration.
That's the idea. It maps a journey.
So the apertura opens the senses with umami and floral notes, preparing the palate.
Right, the opening.
The descent faces inner wounds with bitter and sour, meant to provoke introspection.
Getting into the deeper work.
Ancestral echo calls forth pre-memory with salty and smoky flavors. The elixir interlude is a liquid bridge between selves, often with herbal and psychoactive elements.
The transition point.
Radiance then activates higher will with sweet and spice notes. And then there's a silence course, eaten in total stillness, undefined.
Yes, a mystery course for integration.
Finally, union returns gifts from the journey with a course of balanced harmony. It's like a whole psychodrama on a plate.
It is, and the ritual dining protocols are equally specific and demanding of presence. Guests choose their utensils, hands, bioreactive spoons.
Bioreactive spoons.
Spoons that change color or texture based on the food's energy, apparently. There's flavor focusing, meditating on one flavor per bite. Tonal chewing for neuroharmonics.
Tonal chewing.
Synchronized swallowing under celestial alignment, and a small portion of each dish offered to the void as energetic reciprocity.
An offering.
And the rule is simple. No phones, no names, only presence. It's about shedding external distractions to truly engage with the meal's intended journey.
And it culminates in the initiate's blessing. What's that?
After the meal, each guest receives a sacred cloth imprinted with their unique flavor signature from the meal, a taste vial to re-evoke the memory trance later, and a final whisper from the host, often recalled in dreams years later, signaling the ongoing integration.
Wow, that's elaborate. Shifting gears now to something even more provocative. Soul cuisine.
Ah, yeah.
Meals meant not to nourish the body, but to reveal, to initiate profound shifts in perception, memory, identity.
This is where we get into the principles of entheoculinary alchemy.
Entheoculinary, like entheogens.
Precisely. It emphasizes that intention is paramount. Diners meditate or fast before ingestion. Flavors act as carriers, encoding psychoactive compounds within syrups, salts, butters.
So the flavor delivers the compound.
Yes, and the temporal flavor arc, how the tastes unfold over time, is precisely choreographed to match the peak phases of the journey. Dishes are timed to breath, music, visual cues. The meal itself is the controlled, unfolding psychedelic experience.
The book shares examples of specific signature spirit molecules and their effects. This is wild.
It gets very specific.
There's silicumin from lunar fungi with an umami-spiced clarity designed for childhood memory recovery. Coffeen from Andean starflower offers a bitter light aftertaste for astral projection.
Out-of-body experiences via taste.
Amantha root, a solar desert bloom, has a floral paralytic effect for ego disintegration. Xanthion oil, synthesized in space monasteries, is sour electric for emotional purification. And Pharaoh's dust, a crystalline vine extract, offers a sweet glow taste for past life visioning.
It really redefines the concept of a trip, doesn't it? Using cuisine as the vehicle.
Absolutely. And the ritual format for these experiences.
Incredibly elaborate. Guests receive flavor-coded sigils, bind their intent with edible ink. Tongue and lips are anointed with activating oils. A microdose, the first contact, is served in sacred silence.
That's contact.
Followed by small bite sequences paired with tonal chants. The peak involves guests lying in resonance cocoons as meal frequencies continue via vapor or aroma. As the text puts it, the meal continues even when the eater forgets they are eating.
That's intense. It's an all-encompassing, consciousness-altering event.
Completely.
And after such a profound experience, there's after-cuisine integration.
Yes, it's not just about the experience itself. Integration involves things like memory maps traced in flavor symbols, journaling with taste droplet arrays, even preserving flavor-laced tears as sacred relics.
Tears as relics.
Seems so. It's all about ensuring the journey's insights are anchored into daily life.
Okay, now let's explore a fascinating concept that turns conventional wisdom on its head. Hunger as holy flame.
Right, where emptiness isn't a lack.
But the most sacred ingredient. Fasting here isn't about denial, but about preparation, about becoming a receptive vessel for the divine meal.
And what's truly intriguing is Lillian's focus on the void between flavors, these intentional gaps in ritual meals.
Pauses in the meal.
Exactly. But they aren't just breaks. They're known as the gap of becoming, the pause of blessing, the threshold of tongue stillness. The insight here is that these pauses actively restructure time and palate memory. They amplify the flavors that precede and follow them, making silence an active ingredient.
Silence as an ingredient. I like that. The book describes various sacred fasting rites, each for attunement, not denial.
Yeah, different types for different purposes.
There's dawn silence for receptivity, etheric fast for activating taste memory, chromatic fast, a week of monotone eating for emotional alignment,
That sounds challenging.
ancestral fast for lineage dreams, and void communion until hunger disappears for encountering divine emptiness. Each is often ended with a specific key flavor that unlocks the fast's purpose.
So the fast leads up to a single meaningful taste?
Seems like it. And the culinary void as teacher is a profound concept. Hunger isn't passive. It becomes an active instructor.
It creates dream chewing, apparently. The psyche ingests memory instead of food. Fasters report visions of celestial menus, tastes not yet invented, even flavors from parallel lives.
Dream chewing.
Lillian even states that sacred chefs often fast for an entire lunar cycle before inventing a new ritual dish. Hunger as a prerequisite for deep culinary insight.
And this extends to ritual silence dining, where meals are eaten in total silence.
Yes, sometimes with servers communicating only via scent trails. As the text advises, only when the fork is hollow can it carry the sun.
Poetic.
It amplifies the inner dialogue between body and food, allowing for deeper sensory and spiritual engagement.
From spiritual journeys to self-discovery, Lillian then shifts focus to food as an act of resurrection.
Yes, using food to heal and reassemble the self.
To recover what was lost, heal trauma. How does that work?
It involves memory foods, ingredients that inherently carry memory signatures. Root vegetables hold ancestral lineage. Fermented items retain whispers of time.
We touched on some of this earlier.
Right. Crystalline salts archive planetary histories. Wild herbs are encoded with wilderness intelligence. When prepared in sacred ways, these activate neurogustatory recall, bringing memories back through taste. It's like unlocking the body's own historical archive.
And this leads to the healing plate ritual. Each element of the plate has symbolic meaning and therapeutic effects.
Exactly. A burnt edge helps surface repressed trauma. Sour fruit aids emotional detox. Bone broth brings cellular regeneration. Sweet mist offers neurological release and peace. And the final sip integrates the experience.
And Lillian notes, guests often cry, laugh, or go silent after the healing plate.
Which is a powerful indication of its emotional impact, isn't it?
Definitely. These transformative dishes are prepared by resurrection chefs who are described as woundsmiths.
Woundsmiths. Quite a term.
They cook with their eyes closed, taste only with breath and memory, use biographic spices dried moments of their own lives.
Their own lives in the spices, apparently. Each meal is prepared for a specific soul wound, often revealed through flavor divination. The key insight here is that the resurrection meal is never repeated, it is alive once. Each healing journey is entirely unique.
The ritual menu of memory-activated healing dishes offers specific examples. Ember porridge for recollection of formative events, bone broth of the forgotten for inherited trauma,
Heavy stuff.
star milk elixir for rebirth, karmic release, charred petal soup to transmute mourning, sweet mist of forgiveness for emotional balancing, and the final sip of wholeness for soul coherence. It's truly a culinary form of therapy.
Absolutely. Ultimately, culinary resurrection teaches that food is medicine for the story body, for the lost soul, for the fragmented timeline. It's about temporal repair, a prayer woven in flavor, quite literally putting you back together.
Okay, let's shift again. In ancient kitchens, Lillian suggests to taste was to prophesy, and the tongue was an oracle's blade. This sounds like true magic.
Well, it's conceptualized as a precise practice, the divinatory palate.
How does that work?
It involves emptying the ego, receiving food with ritual intention, holding a specific question under the tongue.
Molding the question.
Yes. And after tasting, you interpret the flavor wave, the emotional and imaginal cascade that follows. The insight is that flavor isn't just received, it speaks back to you.
So taste becomes a form of divination. Oracle chefs even construct meals like tarot spreads, creating the flavor deck.
Exactly. Each course corresponds to a reading position. First sip for the present tone, root bite for hidden influences, fire note for coming challenges,
Like a tarot reading.
sweet element for gifts and support, and the final flavor for the outcome. It's like a personalized edible forecast.
Are there specific divination ingredients?
Oh, yes. Pomegranate for death and rebirth, chili for obstacle revelation, salted plum for karmic residue, fennel for inner truth, goldenberry for gifts on the horizon, clove for protection, jasmine for dream access, licorice root for hidden desires, star anise for dimensional alignment. Each has a specific oracular resonance.
In the Oracle Kitchen ceremony, diners write questions with edible ink, breathe with the chef, and partake in rhythm, with interpretation guided by a culinary oracle.
Right. It truly emphasizes that to open your mouth with presence is to let the cosmos speak through your tongue. It transforms eating into receiving guidance.
Let's delve into Lillian's alchemical kitchen, where the kitchen is a crucible and the meal a philosopher's meal.
Transforming the eater from within.
Here, cooking isn't just cooking, it's transmutation, and the chef is truly an alchemist.
And this transformation is guided by the 4 elemental cooking chambers, each dedicated to a different process.
4 chambers.
The flame table uses fire for charring, caramelizing to catalyze will and clarity. The moon basin uses water for steeping, emulsifying, reflecting emotion and flow.
Fire and water.
The air dome uses air for aeration, fermentation, elevating thought and perception. And the earth crucible uses earth for baking, pressure cooking, grounding vision into form. Each chamber addresses a different internal element.
And there are specific transmutation recipes for each.
Yes, things like airbound nectar tart to reopen lightness after grief, crystalline soil loaf to solidify chaotic thinking,
Soil loaf.
pure stone elixir for emotional clarity, and sunfire ash soup to rekindle vision and libido.
And the ultimate goal is for the eater as philosopher's stone.
Exactly. Diners speak transformation vows, close the meal with sealed mantras, maybe sigil-etched candy, and leave a strand of hair or breath at the kitchen altar.
Personal offering.
Yes, ensuring the transmutation continues beyond digestion, reshaping the inner world. As the text states, to eat in the alchemical kitchen is to rewrite your elemental script. You become an active participant in your own evolution.
Wow. Now we have to acknowledge the darker, riskier side. The forbidden banquets.
Yes, the shadow side of this exploration.
Exploring flavors best left untasted, and dishes that open portals to madness or forbidden meanings. This truly redefines dangerous eating.
This is the black menu cursed recipes. Lillian describes things like leading stone pudding, which induces memory looping,
Memory looping. Yikes.
forbidden nectar of the hollow tree for identity erosion, seraphic bone broth for hyperlucidity, maybe too much clarity, and screaming root pie for dream invasion.
Dream invasion.
He notes these aren't always inherently evil, but require profound respect and understanding of their consequences. The insight is that some foods reveal rather than nourish, and what they reveal can be profoundly destabilizing.
And the taboo ingredients and their echoes are even more intense.
Oh, yeah.
The wailing basilisk eye induces uncontrollable mirroring and echo hallucinations. Black honey of the tesseract hive opens time folds, causes temporal fragmentation.
Messing with time itself.
Ash of unwept ancestors grounds communication with non-consensual spirits, carrying a significant possession risk. And the crimson fruit of the forsaken grove evokes forbidden emotional states, prolonged melancholic trance. It truly redefines what comfort food isn't.
Absolutely not comfort food. And for those who prepare or consume these, rituals of containment and aftercare are crucial.
Like what?
Things like a circle of cooling around the meal site, eye cloth anointing for protection, a post-feast purge tea, a dream seal chant to lock volatile energies.
So safeguards are built in.
Supposedly. The profound takeaway here is that the forbidden banquet does not poison, it reveals. What you eat may not leave your mouth. It may stay behind in your story. It implies a permanent alteration.
A permanent change, that's heavy. And what we've discussed today, as astounding as it is just Volume 3 of Gastronautica.
Right, there's more.
The series, according to Lillian, extends even further into areas that sound like pure science fiction but are treated as culinary fact in the full series.
Indeed. Subsequent volumes explore concepts like, well, multi-species communion tables.
Eating with other species.
Recipes for fungal networks, cetacean guests, insectoid cultures, even machine-conscious beings, like pheromone-flavored petal bread for insectoids.
Wow. Okay.
Then there's cosmic nourishment and light body cuisine, where sustenance comes from light, sound, geometry, sun-distilled prism nectar, that sort of thing.
Eating light.
The mnemonic kitchen offers dishes activating long-forgotten memories, echo-scented memory dumplings. Meta-cuisine and recursive dining includes meals that mirror their creators, like Ouroboros ravioli.
Self-referential food.
Yeah. The infinite table and post-culinary rites discusses transcending consumption, where flavor becomes silence, the one-bowl ceremony. And finally, embodied offerings, recipes of love, death, cosmic continuity, roseblood pudding, culinary tantra ritual.
It just keeps expanding outwards.
It really does.
It's clear the Gastronautica series goes far beyond eating as we know it, painting a universe where cuisine is consciousness itself and every bite can be a gateway.
A pretty staggering vision.
This deep dive into Philip Randolph Lillian's Gastronautica has truly shifted our perspective, hasn't it? I mean, food not just as sustenance.
No, far from it.
It's conceived as ritual, gateway, oracle, medicine, a profound path to transformation. It really highlights just how deeply intertwined our relationship with what we consume can be with our spiritual and internal lives.
It definitely makes you think differently. And it raises an important question, doesn't it? What unseen stories are your meals telling you? Consider how even in your own daily lives, there might be unseen rituals, subtle intentions, forgotten memories woven into the simple act of eating. It encourages you, I think, to look beyond the plate.
So if every bite can be an offering and every meal a map to self-discovery, then what new frontiers of consciousness might you unlock just by shifting your intention at the table?
Yeah.
Something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
Thank you for joining us on this incredible deep dive.